Welcome back to Mr. Weather Update. In today's video, we'll have a look at the latest on the live radar, also have a UKV, have a look at the temperatures for the next 5 days, and also the precipitation and the temperature samples as well. We'll also have a look at GFS, ECM, and the Met Office, UK Met Euro on the samples to see how they are picturing in this heat basically. So obviously this heat wave that we are seeing is going to actually last longer than expected. So looking at the recent signs that this heat will be very long lasting, even though the heat and humidity is a lot lower. There are signs for it to last well into next week. So if we're looking at the live radar, it's been a fairly cloudy picture in the north, but we had plenty of hazy sunshine in the rest of the south, basically. Hopefully the improvements tomorrow, because I haven't really seen too much sunshine in the north where I am, in Leeds. So hopefully it should get a little bit better. It's thinning a little bit. Some rainfall, so the rainfall, any lasting rainfalls in the Scottish Highlands now. Some are moderate, but I think that's going to fizzle out as we go through, as that high pressure does press in. There's also some showers in the northeastern areas, again very grim there at the moment, and some in Cumbria as well. So if we do have a look at the UKV, have a look at the precipitation over the next 5 days, you can see not much rainfall except the far north of Scotland. Alright, this is the latest. Yeah, so that's basically it. So yeah, nothing except far north Scotland throughout this week, basically. So yeah, you can see there. I think the UKV was sort of underdoing it a little bit with precipitation, and even the cloud cover. There's a bit of cloud cover there though. There's a lot more rain than obviously it shows here, so obviously it shows that not always accurate in the short term is the UKV. Wednesday, we can see that cloud in the north is now starting to break as we go in over the course of the day, leaving us with mostly clear skies, other than what we've seen recently, with the odd patches as possible. But otherwise, nowhere has rain anymore. Even Scotland, well, maybe the odd drizzle shower there. For Thursday, there's a little bit more cloud around. Could supply some mist and fog in the morning. If it's thick enough, that will become thick enough to perhaps get some drizzle. Probably not too much though. Then that breaks quite quickly. Looking out to Friday, again, widely clear conditions. I think this is where we could see possible thundery outbreaks. As if you have a look at the Cape levels in a minute, it's quite high Cape levels for the northern England there. So you can see just a bit of I think there's like a shower there that's popping off. That could be thundery, especially this one here that is spattering the northwestern areas of England. That could definitely be thundery with some heavy rain possible in there. So that's basically all the rain that is in the forecast for the short range. Let's do that again, and then obviously there's Saturday, and you can see widely quite clear conditions with some cloud around as well. So, if we do have a look at the Monday, then we can see. Obviously, that was the other day. So let me just switch over. Okay, there we go. So if you have a look at for tomorrow, so for Wednesday's temperatures, could be quite similar today. If not, the heat will be becoming more widespread. So even in Scotland, Northern England, we're widely in the mid-20s, high 20s. Is not out of the question in some of the areas. Now, if you have a look in, and then you can see where that heat is confined, which is in the south, I think the UKV is sort of underdoing the temperatures a little bit. I definitely think it could be a lot more than this. So may add a couple of degrees to these temperatures. So, obviously, going to high 20s, low 30s, so 30, 31, can't even rule out the possible 32 Celsius in some areas. Again, not very doing great with them temperatures. It could be a lot more accurate than that. Again, looking over to Thursday, very similar, if not slightly hotter conditions. You can see that heat is starting to migrate to the north. Even northern areas could see high 20s now. And in Scotland, 20s. Otherwise, the rest of areas will be in the low, perhaps even mid-30s. So 31, 32. We can't even rule out possibly 33 Celsius in some areas. Now looking over to, let's have a look. Friday, this is where we're going to see the hottest conditions likely. You can see widely low 30s in the north, high 20s in Scotland, west areas, low mid 30s are possible. So there's a bit of a degree there. So we could see widely 34, perhaps even 35. Very slim chance we could see 35 Celsius on Friday in some central southern parts. So yeah, quite hot actually for the time of year. Now let's have a look at long range, because the GFS is building the high pressure in, so that means everything to the north will be getting plenty of high, dry and hot weather. That re-establishes itself onto next week. See, that ridge just actually starts to weaken a little bit, but then it re-establishes itself into Sunday, so it's the northern UK where you can see more settled weather in the north. And then Tuesday next week, still firm with that high pressure, not moving an inch really. That does start to weaken as we go for the end of the week. We can see more of an Atlantic sort of influence as we go into a couple of weeks actually, 20th. It's quite a long way away actually, if I'm being honest with you. That could be quite unsettled, perhaps even cooler at times. So we're getting for more of like this unsettled weather, which may actually be needed, especially in the south actually, than anything. So that's what we need to see. If you do compare to the, what is it, ECM, you can see, let's have a look. Right, see if, again, if we compare it to this ECM model, again we can see high pressure building and weakens a little bit, then it reestablishes itself into a more of like an easterly wind. So the high pressure is going to be centered to northwestern areas, most likely. That will apply easterly wind. So as we do get through that week, it should be a bit of a cooling trend, hopefully, but still well above average. We can see there's a thundery low there. If that could make progress, if we get that high pressure move somewhere else. However, by the 17th, we're still quite firm with the high pressure. After the 17th, it should get more, I wouldn't say unsettled, but a break, let's say. I want to have a look now. Let's just quickly have a look at the thickness. Sorry, UK. Look at the thickness at 850 HPA. You can see widely throughout the week we're at the 17, 18th degree isotherm throughout the week. If I'm being honest, they are underdoing it a little bit. And that's even possible for next week actually, but not as much. 15 degrees possible, but it's still to 25 to 30 Celsius still next week. Be a lot of days, especially in the south, above 30 Celsius. It'd be ridiculous how many days it'll be. Now looking at the UK, that Euro run, again, we've got that high pressure building in from the south, then it will weaken a little bit, then it re-establish itself, and then it turns to northwestern areas. Thunder low just lingers out there. That could tap into some areas of southern England if the high pressure is in a different location, let's say. Here at temperatures at age of again around mid to high teens possible. The most we might get is 18 degrees. It's very nice southern and central areas, supplying weather up to 30 to 35 Celsius is the most likely, perhaps even locally more. So yeah, there is clear signs that this heat wave pattern is going to be, or hot spell at the very least, probably going to it's going to be very prolonged, let's say, into next let's say at least the first half of July, which is ridiculous to say, which means we could see 30 Celsius for the first half of July basically, which is a bit astonishing really. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Tomorrow I'll be posting up the 46-day forecast tomorrow, as we usually do every Wednesday. So make sure you're subscribe to see that, please. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.